Hello and welcome once again to Wars Going On. I'm Mark Churis and we're here on the Forerunner server to bring the latest in what's going on in Watcher of Realms. As ever, this is a community-based podcast, so please do remember to like, share, hype and subscribe because it really does help grow the channel. We have just passed 700 subscribers and the channel is continuing to grow, so thank you and welcome to all new viewers. You may notice that the gentleman next to me is no longer Sebastian Kane. Sebastian has decided that his time in the game is done and he's moving on to other things and his other channels. So in his place, I reached out to Mystical and asked if he would kindly join us as the new co-host for Wars Going On, and he agreed. So Mystical, please introduce yourself and yeah.
Hello, I'm Mystical. I run a channel called Mystical Gaming. I've been playing this since it was available on Forerunner, so I have a Forerunner account as well. I took a bit of a break. I went back to Raid Shadow Legends for a while and then found out how predatory that was, so I left that. And I've come back here and yeah, I have a nice time. I run a Forerunner account, I run a global account, and I pretty much enjoy most things about the game. Most things. Apart from maybe Arena and pity with legendary ancients, but other than that,
yeah, you'll get no argument from me. I made the mistake of sticking my head into the top 20 of Apex Overlord earlier.
Oh wow, really?
My arena, my anti-air team is pretty decent, and I got into Apex Overlord, and all the people who lurk in Apex Overlord took one look at me and they just all hammered me. I just fell out to Plat 3. So I'll get back into Overlord for tomorrow, but I was desperate to get these shards for the champions because I've now got my artifact for Adrian to A1, so that was my incentive to get there. So.
I just haven't bothered with that. But anyway, I should.
So here we are. Obviously, there's a very, very big patch coming to global in the next couple of days. We have covered a lot of it on the channel already. A few of the things which we have talked about was the Iovar buff and the Arrogance buff. If you check back previous episodes, you'll be able to see all of those. I think that the only things that weren't really covered in great detail were the new artifacts which appeared on the Forerunner server. They came in the last patch, they weren't announced, they just appeared. So here we go. So if we come into the Mythic Forge, there are 4 new artifacts. So they're called the Hand of Doom. So this one is exclusive to archers. It's a 15% damage increase, and upon killing the enemies, increases penetration by 10%. So I think these 4 artifacts are very focused on the big game mode, which is Matrix, and the idea is that it's going to give you more versatility to your teams and what you're doing with them. And so because the enemies now scale in the new version which is coming out, you're going to need something which gives you that ability to break down defenses or do something a bit more than the artifacts we've currently got available to us. So I think that's where they're going towards. I think this is a really nice one for archers because often they do struggle penetrating defenses unless they've got any penetration built into their kit. Can you imagine Calypso with this? That would be a really nice piece for her because she really struggles with the lack of penetration. Here's an artifact which is going to give her up to 10% penetration. So next up we've got H Contagion, which is an AoE one, so this is going to be really good for the AoE ground fighters such as Ezereth and Magda, and again this increases AoE damage when you've hit 3 or more enemies, and that stacks up to 10 times. So again, a really good way of getting extra damage into your fighters and letting them deal with the enemies as they start to scale up. Aureate Pledge, this is a defender artifact for, and I don't really know who it's for. I think you might be able to use it on Erlang Shen if in Arena, if you wanted him to have a bit more damage, but you'd have to not be running Dracula in that instance. But it's an interesting one because we don't see many combat defenders, and outside of that content, you're generally not looking at them to do a lot of damage. So it'll be interesting to see where people will find a place to use that. But sorry,
premonition of who's coming.
Oh, maybe
they future-proofed it.
Maybe. I don't think it's not going to be good for Kadgrim. Although I mean his HP is insanely high and he's not going to drop down very much. But yeah, you're going to have something a little bit. There's got to be something clever that's going to be related to this. That's a damage-based a damage-dealing defender when they've got high HP. I mean, it's kind of like Magma's skill set that he gets a damage bonus when his HP is high. So maybe they're going to throw Magmus into change his class to a defender. Who knows? And finally, the Resonance Bell. This is called so increases damage by 15%. If they're adjacent allies, increases the damage by a further 10%. So these are very much about getting more damage out on the field in different ways, different places. And yeah, we'll see how they come to use. I think you could use that on Valara or what's the name of the Arbiter, the other Arbiter one, the dragon.
What's his bloody name?
Horizon's the fighter. He's the archer. Sorry.
Into the gallery.
Yeah. Lycan. That's it.
Lycan. That's it. It's the moss.
Yeah, so you could use it on Lycan with someone next to him. You've got something nice for him. And yeah, I think that would work pretty well on him, actually. I think he's going to be really, really good in this new game, in the new version of the Matrix. I think people are really going to enjoy using him there. Again, it's just unfortunate.
Those who've got him.
Yeah, those who've got him. I mean, I still don't have Ymrit, so I mean, what do I know? But yeah, I think it's nice that they're adding more artifacts to the game, that they're adding more opportunities to build things. But the main thing we were going to talk about on this episode of Wars Going On is Season 12 of GvG. It is here and live on the Forerunner server, and with that comes a whole new host of demons and a whole new host of maps and challenges. So first up, we'll look at the season reward for Season 12. This is the combat reward. This is where she drops. She's a member of the Bloodspring faction. She's going to do this thing where if her HP drops down to a certain threshold, she's going to come invisible and just walk through everything. Now, that's going to have some really interesting applications when you're faced with unkillable tanks. You're going to be looking for ways to get past them and maybe get something which either just sneaks in or does damage to the back line. And that's because if you ran this guy with the Scale Skin Champion, who encourages people to go faster, as soon as she bypasses the tank, she could scamper home to victory. Yeah. So
I like that. That's a nice word.
and obviously she does these things where she heals herself every couple of seconds and with basic attacks, and it's going to be.
What does she do? She does 3 tiles while she's invisible, doesn't she?
About that, yeah.
So with the scampering mode on, what's she going to do? 4.5 tiles? Is it something like that?
Yeah. So she would have cleared that and would have been round the corner.
She'd do at least another tile, won't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd be well away then, won't she? And of course, you don't need to level any of them up, do you? Well, you don't need to level any of that speedster increased scampering mode on, do you? You don't need to level him up. You just need to put him on the battlefield, and boom, off they go.
Yeah, I mean, he was a very classic for a lot of swarm compositions a while back. Here he is. Gail's getting worried.
But now going to be coming back into the form. That's it.
I think, you could see these guys doing more damage. Sorry, more rolls on the pitch where people are just trying to swarm through. Especially when
I am seeing more teams with 1 tank now, and a lot more.
We'll have a look at the maps in a second, and there's a reason. I think the key reason for that is the way they've designed the maps means that it's much harder to place units in a way where ground tiles can support one another, so you're having to rely on platform units more, and then that has a knock-on effect on the demon soldiers you can make use of and what you're going to do. So that's the champion reward. In the patch notes, you also get told about this lady, the new demon Countess Mariath, and she has 2 modes, and before combat you decide which she's going to be in. But what happens is that she is going to grant damage immunity of one type or another, but you have to choose which mode she's going to be immune to before you go into combat. And she'll be able to grant allies in range this immunity as well. So that could be really clutch for coming in against a heavy AoE team where you're just stacking up your fighters on the defense, and then you make them immune to all damage just for a while to kill the defender with enough damage, or to push through past the defender with enough units who are immune to damage, and then they'll scamper home to victory. So it's a lot of potential here, and the fact that she's got 2 modes is quite good as well. Yeah,
that's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah. 10 seconds.
So damage immunity for immunity for 3 seconds, isn't it? 3 to 6 seconds.
Sorry, yeah. Immunity for 3 seconds, extended to 6 seconds. Her base damage is a 35% M damage reduction to all demon soldiers on the field when she dies. But it also significantly reduces the damage taken for all units anyway. Obviously immune to CC, she's Bloodspring so she heals with every basic attack. You could even throw in something like the rats, the heal rats, to add more healing to her as well, keep her going. But yeah, there's lots of combinations you could do if you get this lady. She's a 7 cost, so she's not as expensive as some of the other captains, but she's going to be really interesting to play with. And if you get her to level 3,
how many times can you use her?
3 times.
3, okay.
So when she dies, she restores HP to all the other demon soldiers equal to 40% of the target's max HP. So on death, as well as providing damage immunity, she's going to do a mass heal as well. So
particularly if she's up against tanks like Kagrim, that sort of thing.
Yeah. And she's just each of her level ups provides her more survivability. So level 2, she's getting defense, magic resistance. Then she's getting this massive heal, and then she gets damage reduction at 15%, and physical damage reduction another 15%. So that's going to be really, really tanky to deal with. Obviously, these values don't mean a lot, but that range is massive. She's going to be doing a lot of chaos when she's on the battlefield, and she's quick too at 45. So
yeah.
Okay, so she's going to be really interesting. Next up, we've got these new legendary archers, the spectral archers. These guys are going to be
looking forward to these.
Yeah, they're going to be really, really good at picking off those compositions where they have a unit out on its own, away from the healer, who picks you off on your way in. Because if he is shot, he will retaliate to that unit, and it could cause a lot of problems for some of the teams that we are seeing in GvG at the moment.
There's more than that as well, isn't there? Because he also targets invisibility. So when the Valera's left there loafing around, just waiting for you to walk on past, he's gonna slot her as well.
Oh wow! So yeah.
Yeah, it's a really lovely piece of kit put together.
Yeah,
he's designed, I think, to kill her. He's designed out there just to kill her, I think. For all those people who leave her about outside of healing range because she's going to be invisible while they walk past her.
Yeah, or they'll build her with low health. So now they're going to have to build her with a more classic GvG build with a bit more survivability.
Yeah,
that's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, really, really looking forward to it.
It's attacked by the first time only.
Yes, so that is down to
You are going to have both of them deployed to kill a unit. I mean, you saw in the video it hit Ingrid pretty hard, but it didn't kill her. So
yeah, but that's one, isn't it?
That was one hit and once only.
So you'd need both of them put down, wouldn't you? You'll press you'll cut it down to one time. You'll click on the tank or whatever's closest to your deploying area, so you can double tap on them.
Mm-hmm.
But Ingrid in this scenario is also covered by the healer, which so often is not the case. Like you say, there's a unit left out there, particularly in these new maps as well. There's quite a few units left out on of healer range.
Yeah, I think this, because it's a one-time attack, I'm wondering if they're going to be as good as we hope they will. It's just the first time it's attacked. It's not the first time every unit attacks, but it's just the first time this unit is attacked.
Apparently so, yeah. But you never know with the coding, do you?
Spaghetti code.
Anything could happen. We're not terribly
Who knows
sure, right?
when War of Ember's ugly code is going to rear its head again. Right, so Bloodspring's creature does healing. It heals itself up to 5% with each basic attack. Immune to CC effects. More HP. 2 stacks of Mortal Curse, and damage reduction to the target and adjacent enemy allies for 15 seconds. So wow, that is really going to mess with a lot of people.
It reduces damage by 10%, stacks up to 8 times. That's an 80% reduction.
Yeah. And then it receives more. It has more defense, more damage reduction.
All these immune to CC, this is the end of those days of like I being put down and just completely slowing your team down, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's now been taken out of GvG if you're running any of this lot.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Twisted Sycophants in their leather bondage gear. So these guys are tanky, and the idea is counter lineups with high AoE attack damage. And why is that? Blood barrier. It's because they can't exceed 20% of their max damage, can't exceed 20% of their max HP. So they're going to be quite tanky. You get 3 of them deployed at once, but the idea is that I don't think it's AoE attack damage. I think they're going to be single target damage soaks because there's 3 of them. Their attack range, 1 tile.
So it's not like they're going out to side units or the Sun Wukong behind your tank or anything, then, is it?
No, but Sun Wukong would try and attack these guys, but he can only ever attack them for 20% of their max HP every time, and there's 3 of them. So he's going to be tied up, and his clones are going to be tied up attacking those things, and then you go past with other things. So that's what it's going to be good for. Although everyone knows.
Although there's energy is 5, isn't there? Quantity of 3, so you can actually release 6 in a go.
Yeah, but they're pretty sluggish. He says having said that the boss was fast at 45. I'm now saying these guys are looking sluggish at 55. So maybe I should just shut up and let's see these guys in action at some point. But so they're going to be resistance. They basically got like Ezrin's passive where they're protected, and they can basically saying we can take 5 big hits. But if you pair that with something which does some healing, then that could be really interesting because in terms of survivability, they're then blocking up defenders, they're blocking up tanks. So they're blocking up the focus of other units, and we might be able to get around them that way. HP, MRes, damage reduction. So nothing.
But then chuck the fool with them when you're laughing, aren't you?
Well, the fool will protect one of them, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones where cluster units that suffer from the health. Don't suffer with shielders. What you're better off is like getting a decent healer who in fact could be the next guy who is coming to the field, which is Baron Salem or Tentacle Head. So shares 30% of the damage taken by adjacent soldiers, and it has a massive health pool. So he's kind of a tank, but he kind of restores keeps himself going. When he dies, he restores health equal to 3% of its max HP. Okay. So yeah, it's gonna be some seriously chunky guys on the defense side here. And I think the video doesn't really show, but there's kind of a pink aura around him. And as the tank starts taking damage, it's shared with the Baron as it comes around. So
it range there, this guy, isn't it?
It's about 1.5 tiles out from him. So even as he's coming down, he is touching it. As soon as that pink aura touches that tile, he starts taking damage. So that's going to be really good. If you pair that up with a Fiend, I mean, yes, it's 6 cost and 6 cost, but then you've got something which is providing survivability to a major DPS, and then you load that up with a load of other stuff. That could be really, really interesting to see how that ties up with making everything fun. So. And he's got these dainty little arms hanging out of his tummy. Anyway, that's the units. They're all looking really interesting. I'm still missing a few from the last round. So these will be available. Oh, sorry. I can show you by clicking on the plus. Are currently available in Destiny Demon Chests and Mystery Demon Chests. Now, Destiny Demon Chests are given as a end of season reward for GvG if you finish in the top levels in group A, in the rank A maps. I'm really struggling I cannot do anything about rank B maps because I'm not in a guild that's low enough to show you. I don't know what they look like. They're supposed to be an easier map. They're supposed to be reduced rewards. But the idea is you want to get into League A because that's where you're going to really start pushing your GvG account, pushing your rewards for doing it, because they're now handing out bonus things. We'll just jump over to the GvG map. And so, but again, these are in the Destiny Demon chest and the Mystery Demon chests. So there we go. That's the only place to get at the moment, which is very frustrating. This lady's only available in Guild War.
They're available then. The only place I've seen Destiny's Demon chest things is in the shop.
Yeah, so they're currently available in the Apex shop for something ridiculous like 8,000
18
Apex
is it?
coins.
No, it's mental, isn't it? Yeah. 8,000.
15,000 for a Destiny
15,000, there you go.
There you go. You can have an awakening of you can have a soul. You can have the skin for Lady Alex, and 3 demon soldier, 3 ancient summoning crystals for one of these things.
You could have 10 ancient something, couldn't you? You could have 10 of them in total instead of one of those chests. That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I presume there are people who've just got
people
Apex
who will.
coins.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a stash of Apex coins and you're looking for things to spend them on, then you might want to. But yeah, the fact that they have kind of introduced a way to get the brand new units is nice with a smaller RNG pool, but it's still massively expensive. I'd say the other place to get hold of these guys is in the GvG. So this is tier A, and these are the rank rewards. So what we see now is when you get the season rewards, so
I didn't think they were in season rewards yet, are they?
I thought they were.
I didn't think so.
Oh, maybe not the.
That's
the
the
Destiny
only place
ones were
I've seen them.
definitely in the. They were definitely in the final stages. So.
Do they just come up as a what's it called? Gauntlet reward then?
Maybe there'll be gauntlet rewards. But the other thing to show you is that you're now getting access to mythic gems for combat for round victories, but you're also getting access to artifact augmentation gems for battle victories, which are not against a bot. So if you're taking out a tower, you have a chance of getting 2 runic augmentations, 3 advanced augmentations, or 4 standard purple augmentation runes for artifacts. And then if your team wins overall, then you'll get given one of these. It's an additional reward, and you get an opportunity to get access to any of the Malric runes which are available, including the highly coveted perfect augmentation gems. Now they will take you from 0 to 5 straight away. None of this rolling and re-rolling. It takes you straight there. So very, very highly desired, very hard to get hold of. And I'm loving this purple scheme that they've got going on.
I'm sure everything in that chest is weighted evenly.
Absolutely. You have as much chance of getting a transmutation gem as you do as getting a one of these perfect dark augmentations. So, you know. Right, let's get into it. So, as ever, we have 2 setups. We have towers and we have keeps. So, let's just jump quickly into here. This is not a particularly good team. This is just a team I was playing around with when I was just trying to think, but it shows off what we can do. We've got a variety of units we can move around to play. So first of all, over here just behind Mystical, you can see the spawn point, and it comes round and the exit is up to the top. So let's just pull some units back and start placing them down, thinking about where things can get hit, where you can hit, and what the implications of those places are. So first up, you've got your place round here. That's going to be the demon soldiers will be able to attack you as soon as they are deployed from that, because it's only a 2-tile range. Most things will be able to hit you as they come around there, so you've got to make sure that that's going to have the support of a healer. You might be able to do something around this. I'm still going to be 1 unit short on this because of just the placements of them. If you do place your defender there, you will not be able to place anything or any platform. Unlikely to be able to place a platform unit there because they'll be caught in splash damage from any bombs or bookkeepers. Because if you did that and bookkeepers came there, you would get taken out pretty hard by bookkeeper double slam on top of that. So just be considerate about your placements. Now there you're outside heal range. You could pull her back. No, that's out of range there, so that's no good. They have tried to limit how overpowered Ingrid is on these maps, so
which is tricky to do.
Yeah, it is tricky. But they have tried to think about it a bit more. So if you brought that forward, it does mean that Nazar will only hit anything during his ultimate. That might be something to consider. In fact, you can even put him over here, because when he's doing his ultimate, his range extends. Now that also means that he's going to be protected sometimes, but he heals himself while he's doing his ultimate. So you can play with that utility for how you're going to place him. That would free up that slot to place a platform tile, and then you could maybe put another platform tile in a more traditional mode there. Sorry, sort of a standard mage or an archer there. Then they're covered by your healer. You've got a kill zone there, but it's going to be susceptible to swarm, so you need to think about that structure quite carefully. So I think that's kind of the very, very front. I don't think it's a great position. If you come back, as I said, the defender there makes that tile non-usable, but you could pull back with having someone who could swap Valara and Nazar around. That would be an interesting combination. Now, we have just said that Valara is now more at risk from some of the new demon soldiers, and you're going to want to think about how you build her accordingly. She does not have any heal protection, so a fire tank or one of those new archers could cause her problems, if only because she's going to be revealed when they come into range. Now the question is, who hits her fast? Ingrid with a slap across the bows from there, which is actually not a bad. That's not a bad setup, actually.
Again, it depends how hard these archers hit, doesn't it?
It does indeed. It does indeed. But I've got a Eurlis down here. Now, Eurlis obviously has a death save in her kit, so that would give her the opportunity to survive that hit. And in fact, you could even play into that's what you were planning on doing, so that you can have someone absorb the hit but still do some decent attack. So, yeah. That's not terrible. Do be aware that most things can be frozen now, so bear that in mind. And there is a new tank unit coming in that can hide itself for 3 tiles. So that's 1, 2, 3, and might just get past there. As we were saying, if you followed those guys up with the Scale Team Warriors, they go 30% faster, and they can easily get past that quite comfortably, and then they just have to survive Valara slapping them
or killer
once, or killer, yeah. So there you go. There are some options for that front tile there. Now down, obviously, we have the what looks to be a couple of tempting Ingrid tiles. So we've got one here, which is quite nice. It does mean that this tile in front is no good, and that tile is no good, and that tile is probably going to be attacked if you try and put anything on it, so you would have to build that accordingly. This means that you have the opportunity to put platform tiles behind. Depending on the healer you're using, they're probably going to be out of range there, so they need to either have some self-sustain in their kit, or they need to be able to not take damage from the incoming enemies. It does make it very difficult to provide better ground support to this platform unit here. To this defender. If you place here, you can try and go behind or up here, but it's going to be more susceptible to a swarm, so you need to think about how that's going to work, I think, is the key message here. Any other observations about this kind of setup zone here?
It's a horrible thing to do. Your choice is, realistically, do I want to be swarmed or do I want to be hit by bookkeepers?
Yeah. Now you can do this, which is pulling everything back one more tile. This gives you the opportunity to have your ground tile supporting you here, so you can get some damage out in front. You can have your ranged units here providing some additional support up here, and maybe a bit of CC, and then obviously you've got your DPS mage who's back here,
and then we'd be hit by anything coming down, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
coming down this lane.
Well, the thing is that it'd be interesting to see which hit them first, whether it would be Valara with her ultimate, which goes slightly beyond her defined range. It does kind of extend slightly beyond her range there. Or Ingrid, so it would be down to which of them's got the higher attack speed, I would assume.
Be interesting to see.
Yeah. Now there's a couple of teams floating around which have Ingrid placed way back here. Now that offers you some interesting options. You can have a heavy tank here. We'll jump over to the actual tower. You can go there. You can have your healer further back. So I think they actually went the healer there, and then they had a platform unit down here. I think it was who was providing the bombs to the ground to slow everything down, and then they had Praetus one tile back providing a range of damage over this area as the things are coming in, and obviously things being held up. And the obvious solution to that is, while it will hold up a lot of teams, it's going to be very susceptible to Glacius, because Glacius will come in and freeze anything. Glacius-based teams are going to come in and freeze everything that will come through. Fire tanks would also be very problematic to the unit in the bottom corner and the unit up there. So Ingrid up by herself, she would be susceptible to the fire tank. You couldn't place anything on these 2 tiles while you were...
Presume you'd have to make your Ingrid quite HP heavy, though, wouldn't you? Because normal archers would clip her there, wouldn't they?
I don't think they will.
Would they, or would they miss? Would it have to be the one down?
No, because it's only 3 tiles. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
so
1,
they
2,
get
3.
to there,
Yeah.
but then they wouldn't get her. She's just out of range.
Ah.
So yeah, that'll be an interesting one. The other team that I have seen used against that was a Grotesque Fiend, but it was a particularly strong Grotesque Fiend team, so it's not going to work for everybody, that one. But that will work for... You'll definitely pick up wins if you go for something like that. You could have something like a Lady Alexandra there, because she'd be shooting things on the way in. She's tucked out of the way, so she's not going to be directly targeted. Potential to cause damage to things which are held up on this tile, allowing her to cycle her rage a bit faster, get out to her ultimate. So yeah, there's definitely a variety of units which could be placed up there. But anything on these platform tiles, this one is a dead tile because it will just be attacked by any explosions or splash damage from something. So just bear that in mind. 1 tile back here, which my mouse is over, is definitely a safer one. Again, you could move the defender tile back. That allows your Ingrid to do more damage up here, but you're then limiting to what you can do in others. What you can though do there is go for a more traditional platform unit on that tile, and you could have a ground unit. So again, there's a couple of options here. That could be your Lady Alexandra, that could be your Ingrid, or that could be Dahlia, and that could be Lady Alexandra. I mean, there are definitely options you could do to cause interesting chaos.
You could use Dahlia, then Vaughn or something like that, Numeria. You could go for a complete poison explosion then, couldn't you?
Yeah, as long as you've got some heal in this area to keep everyone honest, then there's definitely some options. Or yeah, you could swap the healer, so you could swap the platform tiles around here. So have your healer back over here, have your Nastia here to be on that, and you could have Dahlia there, and you could have a range of other things coming through. So there are options. This is a relatively strong position to be held up in. Obviously, if you drop back, so pull this guy back, the platform tile, the healer tiles become more limiting as we're charging towards the back of the camp. But if you are running someone like a Lady Alexandra, you want to be at the back because that gives you more time to go through your periodic ticks, and she can pick you off from across the map. Then you can have something like an Ivar there. You could have something like Count Dracula there, and then you're providing cover over this area. You're getting boosts on Ivar from Count Dracula. You're getting boosts on the unit here from Count Dracula, and your defender is well protected from anything on the ground, and there's probably enough overall incoming damage that you're not going to be dealing with a lot of issues. So that's quite a strong defense.
Now, Dracula's been getting a lot more playtime, hasn't he? I found in this map.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been very, very well used. both in the towers and the keeps. We'll look at the towers in a moment. And I think this is pretty much the last tile you can use to build a defense, because if you come back by one more tile, you're then losing this platform tile. You could try and do something with a 2 ground units shooting over the wall, but I don't think it's particularly strong setup. You'll be more than likely facing problems if you tried that as an option. You could try and be cute with how far does that stretch? Yeah, you could try and be cute and have something like that where you're getting some damage coming from Ingrid on the way through. Then you've got a platform unit to shoot over the top of your defender, and then you've got a ground tile unit there, and then you've got whatever support you're getting from there. But without any CC in this area, anything's just going to rush through, and then you're down to 2 DPS units and a tank, which is going to fall. So it's not ideal. And as we've already said, there are going to be units coming in which can sneak past defenders when they're injured. They just turn invisible and run through them. And that close to your...
tiles always puts a home, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. So that could be very problematic if you try and play with that strategy. So that's kind of it for the keep. It's an interesting map. I've got one good team. I don't have another good team. I'm working on that. You can try and do a sort of a standard sort of DPS check, but you've got to make sure you've got enough HP on there, or you've got Carnelian on that tile to protect you, because you can place units on... you can place units on this platform tile here, because the units coming around will tend to focus on the defender rather than the platform. It's to do with the circular radius that they seem to have when they're target hunting. They tend to search for targets in a clockwise direction, and so this is the last thing that they'd be looking at. They would hit the defender first. But that's pretty much the structure of my weakest defense, so I'm not going to recommend it highly, because it's only picking up 1 or 2 wins versus my other, which people are not even looking at. So that's the tower. Sorry, that's the keep. Sorry, let's get it right. That's the keep. Secondly, we have the defense tower. Talon's always a gem to have to these, and who else can we just throw in for a body? There we go. So we've got a variety of things here.
No healer.
No healer, but that's fine. I've got Talon. Drop that out. Drop that in. There we go. So
there we go.
So what we are seeing a lot of is your defender placed on this tile. So this is the spawn point behind Mystical's head. It comes up around the side and comes over and then round into the back. Okay, so people are enjoying making use of this tile here for Ingrid, with then having a ground-based DPS placed behind the defender, with a healer off to one side, and then another unit providing damage support either in this position or above in this position. Obviously not Talon, but like a Ymrit or a Valara, providing more damage over the top of the defender. Been some interesting ways of dealing with this setup as well. We've had people freezing the defender and then sort of swarming through as best they can. But yeah, it's going to be. This is obviously a very ground heavy based one, so you've got to make sure that if you're doing that, that your units here are capable of hitting aerial targets, because otherwise you'll just get flown over once Ingrid is distracted on other items. What else could you do? You could have an archer down here providing damage up here, but this tile in the middle here is not going to be usable in most situations because they will get picked off before they get to the defender. Obviously these two are going to get hit by splash damage. That one is viable, but it's out of heal range, so you could position your healer.
I have seen platform there, healer where Ingrid is, then Ingrid on the other one behind the tank and below, so to speak.
So you're saying healer here,
there, and then Ingrid behind, and that one up, one left, there. One there, and going right, but not actually Ingrid, but any form of I don't know, any form of normal damage will do.
Yeah. Interesting. Don't like it, but I can see people using it. No,
it should come one over to the left. There.
There
you go. Yeah.
Classic. Yeah. That way everyone's under the heal range, and this is a pretty much a standard setup we're seeing a lot of in this season of GvG. That you have this diamond of DPS units and a healer behind, because that's pretty much what the map is letting you do. So
it's nice and safe, isn't it?
Yeah. It provides the counter. It provides some protection to Swarm. It's pretty classic. Everyone's within heal range. It protects you from the fire tanks. So there's a lot that you can do with it in terms of building a solid defense, and then it just becomes a DPS check, which is kind of what you want GvG to be. Although the rock paper scissors of these new demons is going to add a lot more fun, I think, to the challenge, and a lot more incentive when you're throwing Malric runes into the rewards.
A lot of it's going to change with the Pantheon bonus now, isn't it? There'll be people who have got older accounts that are now going to leapfrog accounts because they're going to have all these additional stats put onto their demon soldiers.
Remind me to pick up on that, and I'll show you those before we log off, before we sign off. But yeah, I think this is not too bad. You've got some versatility here in terms of protection. There's a range of places you can put people. Again, you could have maybe not a Nyx, but something similar. With that, just Van Helsing maybe, with that little bit more range in his massive AoE attack. That could be, and if you've got the defender there, he's only going to be targeting the furthest unit, which is what he does. So he's going to do not much, but he's providing vulnerabilities at the same time while doing that. And then he's going to do his big explosion. So that could be interesting. But yeah, there's 2 dead tiles there. That's a good place for a healer. Below's a good place for a healer. And then you can work around what you're doing in this area. But just try and keep people... Everything seems to be quite bunched up. You could try... It might be vulnerable to standard swarm strategies, but there are more heroes with pushback or counters to that these days, so we'll see how effective that is as the season progresses, especially with a lot of people running Carnelian on defense anyway.
Oh, she's a pain.
He is. I do very much remember how much I wanted her until I got her, and then yeah, she's an absolute gem when it comes to GvG.
Just
right, so that's kind of the front tile. Doesn't really give you a lot to play with. You could try there, but then you're really limited in how you provide a healer to that and to the other units in the area.
Yeah.
You'd have to be running something like that. You might then be able to get away, go Talon on defense, because she's, or something which is the wider range. You could go Eerdin, because Adrian, because he does have a massive HP pool. He reaches round the corner and can slap really hard. Plus, any incoming damage is massively reduced when he has a shield, and he pretty much always has a shield. Then that would give, you could have a couple of platform units up there. Everything's in your heal range. You've got, again, a nice little kill zone. You've got a lot of defense on everything there. That could be interesting. But yeah, it's you'd have to see how that would plan out. But again, as soon as anything gets past that top corner, your Ingrid's utility drops to 0. So this is not. These are placed options of things you could do. They are not definitive placements. Now,
the thing is, normally Forerunner, we're ahead of Global, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yet this time, when Global comes round to do this, granted we'd have had a couple of weeks, but we'd have had a lot less chests opened with regards to the new soldiers. Because when we went through the end of the season, no one knew that there were new soldiers coming, so everyone just spam opened up all their chests. Might be worth leaving it a couple of weeks now when you get them. But when Global comes, that everyone's aware now that they're going to have these new chests, so no one's going to open them up before the patch drops, or you'd be insane to open them up before the patch drops, wouldn't you? Everyone's going to wait. Oh, patch has dropped. Open up all my chests. Let's go. Let's see what I get. So I think they'll have a much more interesting time of it.
Yeah. Now, there was an interesting composition I saw the other day, which was based around here. And what it had was Ezereth, Count Dracula, Valise back here, and then I think it was Carnelian or another healer here. And basically, that was providing buffs to Ezereth and to Ezereth with that, so that he could provide more damage with his range, which extends out to about here, because it's about 4 tile range and it's anti-heal, so it makes it very difficult for mobs to deal with. And you can, and Valise's summons do extend beyond her standard range of 3x3 in front of her, so that was quite effective. We did manage to counter it as a team, but it was another good one. So again, you could even put him back 1 tile, and that would have all the same levels of protection. It might, in fact, open you up a bit more, because then you're not just dependent on the ultimates to be doing damage. You can actually get some standard base damage on the ground anyway there. So some things to think about on that position. This is nice because we actually
this position in here, this where you've got the tank on that side there, and the DPS on that home run, so to speak, reaching
Yeah.
over. I do quite like that, because when you get any DPS come through, they aim for the tank first. So your DPS on the other side of that wall are very, very much covered off and safe behind that. It is quite nice.
Yeah, I mean, a Yimmerit there or a Velara there, anything which has got some decent range and a bit of CC is going to be really, really effective controlling that space. Yeah, there's a lot of and a decent mage could cause some interesting fun and games in that space. Now, you do become significantly more limited in what you are doing the further back you go. So let's just try going back, bringing the defender back one more tile. So we go to there. You instantly can't use the platform tile behind her, or behind the defender. So you could bring the put a DPS unit further back. That could be a marksman, for example. Then you could have your healer there. I'm still short a unit here. And yeah, you could even do something like that. So you could do something like that where you've got a mage, a ground-based DPS unit, another unit up here. It could be a marksman. You would have to consider what artifact they were wearing, to how they survive being alone up there. But that's a nice position because there's 4 piles where things are going to have to go round in order to get through that space, which provides a lot of time in their kill zone. And here you've got another tanky fighter, which would be really strong in that sort of corner position, and you've got a really solid defender who's providing buffs there as well. So there's definitely some potential with this sort of team setup, and obviously you've got your healers doing healy things. And that's pretty much the last position you can set up in, because if you move any further back, you are then going to be vulnerable to people shooting over this wall at anything that's on here without the defender being the first thing that they see. So this is kind of the last position you can set up in. But overall, it's a pretty balanced map. I think the devs have done a good job. I think the demon soldiers that have been introduced are going to add some more variety into the maps. I think it is unfortunate, however, that they are locked behind the Destiny chests or pure RNG, and that's going to annoy a lot of people.
The guild, it's founded on RNG though, isn't it?
Yeah. So just before we wrap up, because we've been going for about the hour now, is the Pantheon upgrade dates. So now you might just be... I'm just going to move Mystical out of the way for a moment just so we can see. What we have now is they've got a Demon Soldier all attack attribute, and that's going to be increasing their attack bonus, their HP, and a HP bonus. And that's going to be coming from the new stages which have come to the... Well, it's the new stages which have been shown here, which are Dragon Scales, and these increase the HP of the Demon Soldiers, and then the Dragon Domain, which implied an attack bonus. These are not...
And that's the Dragon Domain is the other 2 insignias you get, isn't it?
Yeah, so the first two insignias that you need, I mean, the Might, which is the Watcher and Infernals, and then the Agility ones, which are there, and there I had a decent stack. I had about 2,000-3,000 of each, and they all evaporated getting these up to level 40. Do note that these are at level 40 and all of the others are at level 80. That does suggest that there will be further growth to come to these stages. But yeah, we'll have to see how they pan out. So I'm nearly maxed out by obviously filling this thing up. You obviously get access to additional rewards. So going from 320, which was the current global high score, you then max you can have anything. You get artifact increasements, slot increasements up to another 150, enhances the quality of resources delivered through the daily adventures. It's still trash. It's still trash, but they've increased it, so there you go.
What have I had? I've had 50 stamina. I've had quite a few legendary essence, the old legendary stuff for promoting up heroes. I seem to get that quite commonly, but that's about it. The 50 stamina I thought was a bit meh.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the best summary of it. You don't come to this guy looking for everything in the world to take everything on, but if you haven't seen my preview of the new of the changes coming to Matrix, do check that out. It's in the description, and I'll try and put it as a tag on the end here. It's interesting. What are your thoughts, Mystical, on the new Matrix?
Mate. What I like about it most, more than anything else, I think, is the rewards are now at 2,000 to 250k. There's a smaller bracket for all the rewards to go into, so they've squeezed more rewards in, so there's less of a jump between chests, and they start lower down. So they start at 2k.
Yeah.
2k now, which is nice. So people take a jump in at least one chest. I think that's good news. Yeah. Which sort of makes people push a little bit harder, because the next chest isn't so far away, and more people seem to be invested in the game mode now. And the other thing is they've dropped his HP by about 25%, I think, haven't they?
Yeah, so he's gone down from about 2.5 million HP to 1.5 million HP. So in order for a guild to down him, you only need to be getting about 50,000 fragments each, and that's pretty doable for an in-game guild. But one of the key reasons you want to be taking him on is access to these obsidian runes, and the rewards for these are pretty good. Again, I have another video on that. Do check out my channel. I did my level 3 from last week. It's on the new Heart of the Volcano map, which is they're a bit more challenging because you get 20 attempts to do them. The first time I did it, I completely misread the unit that was coming in, and I thought it was a platform unit, it was a ground unit, so I had a bit of a panic, but I had 20 attempts to sort it out, and I did it on my second attempt to beat it. But yeah, it's new, it's fun, it's much more platform focused than the sewer maps, the black sewers, which are very ground focused. And yeah, check out my video. It's got some more. It gives you a nice preview of the rewards that I got for completing it. And the Matrix is the only place you're going to get these outside of the Apex shop. And in the Apex shop, it's 8,000 coins for a chance of getting between a 3 and a 5-star gem. So yeah. You could get one you can't do.
Yeah, so I think the changes are relatively good, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I've got used to them. I think they've made it a lot more accessible. And it is now a pure DPS race. There's no need for any control. The implication, it does seem to have had a big hit on Lady Mina. Obviously, Lady Mina's had a rework, and that rework is coming to global as well. It's different. She can still put out damage, but you definitely need to have her bonded to everybody in order to get the best out of her. I'm working on something similar to her for Bulwark, and I'm just doing a bit of testing with someone else to see if we can come up with a solution on that. And if that works out, we will do a preview on it to demonstrate it working in different compositions. And yeah, I think it's a really interesting way. But personally, I kind of got used to the old game mode. And the only thing I think they really needed to do was to lower the thresholds to what they are here. So there's 2,000 up to 250,000, and people would have been happy. But I think the fact that they've completely changed the game mode is a little bit frustrating, because everyone's going to have to relearn all of their tactics, to relearn a lot of the tactics to get through it. But yeah, I mean, they
fixed the guides yet?
Sorry.
If you check the guides just up here, we'll look on that one. Is that still the old guide, or have they fixed it? Still the old guide. Okay.
It's still the old one. I had a big argument with the
You've got to go in here, haven't you, to actually get
you've got to go in here.
Guide. There we go. So you've raised that as well, then, yeah?
I've raised that with in two places, customer service and with the CC contact, that this is an issue. Also, this sacrificial bind. It says when a monster naturally perishes. No. When it dies, when you kill it, when it explodes, it boosts him. So the faster you kill these things, the faster they rack up. Yeah. The only breather is that during Pact of Silence, if you kill an enemy during that phase, then you basically reduce the counter for the stacks by the number of units you kill. So you can go constant DPS, and you might have drops during the Pact of Silence, which isn't going to be great. Or you can go for peaky DPS and then hit the Pact of Silence as hard as you can to try and bring that counter down as much as possible, so that you can do more damage overall in the long game. So you're going to have to adjust your playstyle for your composition, your strength of your team, so that you can get the best out of it. But yeah, it is there. I've got a video up. Do check it out. And yeah, I think that's probably it for this episode. Mystical, I hope you've enjoyed yourself, and I hope to see you agree to stick around.
Two other things. Can I do two other things quickly?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Have we mentioned Infernal Blast Faction Trials not in the patch notes?
They were not in the Forerunner patch notes, and they don't appear to be in the global patch notes. That doesn't mean that on Monday so they won't be this Monday, because obviously the patch is coming out on Monday night. They will be next Monday. You could find that you have Infernal Blast Faction Trials. I have cleared up to 17. I have videos for most of the phases. I think, Mystical, have you managed to do any videos for these ones?
I'll have them up by then. I've got them. I've got to do some editing on them, but I've used Twin Fiend because I'm not as lucky as you, and it is, I think, considerably harder if you have a Twin Fiend to use as your Lord. But then, who knows? There might be a new Lord out for him one day.
Yeah, well, obviously, it's like trying to do the watch ones without Ingrid. It's nigh impossible if you don't have the units for those.
Yeah, I got a message the other day. Someone asking me about the Nightmare faction. Is there a way to do it without Sun Wukong and Kagiri?
I think it might be possible now because there've been a lot of new units come out.
It's going to certainly be harder.
Valeria has obviously had a rework with her range extension, and so that's going to mean that she's going to be able to do more things up front. And then you just need another ground-based DPS. So Lycan could easily drop into that composition. All
you need is a couple of ancients then, yeah?
Well, or a couple of tacticians, because you just need someone who can move around to get around the balls. You just need someone... Arrogance is still a really, really strong unit to have in that team.
Yeah.
Arrogance has had a rework, so if you've got him to a 5, then he's going to be able to put out those vulnerabilities, bring everyone down a bit faster. Or you can also go for something you can cycle someone really cheap, so you can go for Daemon to get that first hit out, so that your people can start taking him down, and then you bring it. When he comes back up, you drop him down again. He gets hit, and then you cycle him through again. So you can use a sacrificial unit. It's not ideal for cost perspective, but you can. There are ways of doing it to try and get you through.
Then, lastly, the other thing, again, not in the patch notes anywhere that I've seen, Xena's fixed for her exclusive. So on the Forerunner, she now works with her exclusive, or Hell's Lament picks up that she's doing an ultimate, but it never does or doesn't on global. Whether that will come through or not on global, I don't know. It should do. So check your Xena and her exclusive.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it for today's episode. We will see you all next time. Thanks for tuning in to What's Going On. Bye bye.